Good morning. Good morning, y'all. It's your girl Sin, back with another weekly live video. And for those of y'all that's new, welcome, welcome. I appreciate y'all. What's up, Top Boss? Binks, all the way from is that Greece? I don't know that flag. I don't know. Sylvia, Victoria, Rye. Appreciate y'all jumping on here. Y'all, I actually have a whole lot on my mind right now. Good morning, John. How you doing? So I want to know what that flag is. Is it Greece? I don't know. Is it Jamaica or somewhere? I don't know that flag. I don't know. Maybe I can't see it, but I don't know what it is at this time. I can't make it bigger. What's up, Lisa, Linda? How y'all doing? Let me know where y'all watching from. Good morning, Blue Lotus. How you doing? Let me know. Let me know where y'all watching from, and I'm gonna wait. Let a few people get on here. Then we're gonna talk about topic. I don't know those of y'all. Good morning, Agent Gracefully. Those of y'all that came on here earlier. Good morning, Reno. And y'all saw that I didn't have a topic because I didn't know if I really wanted to talk about what's really on my mind. So I just kind of put TBA, and it was depending on how I felt when I came in here. What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Jay, Victoria from Kentucky, Sylvia from Virginia. All right, Virginia is in the house. We got two Virginians on here. We got Ohio. We got Unbiased, aka Rachel, who is also from Louisiana. So we got Louisiana up in this thing. We got two Louisianians. Linda is from South Carolina. Happy Fidget is from Fort Worth, which is in Texas. Susan from Florida. Good morning, Just Paper Crafting. Teresa is from Detroit, Michigan. All right, all right. We got quite a few people in here. I was trying to figure out, can somebody tell me? Because y'all know I'm not the most social studies person. What flag is this right here? I'm trying to see where this person is from, but I think they got out. I think they came in for a minute and got out. I don't know if that's the Jamaican flag. I don't know. I don't know what flag that is. If anybody knows, let me know. Because I always be trying to see how far my country self is being seen. Louisiana we up in this thing. We got Jay from Charleston. Okay, Jamaica. Okay, all right, it's Jamaica. All right, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Y'all, I ain't never been out the United States. Okay, we got two people saying it's Jamaica. What's up, Marissa? How you doing? Just Paper Crafting from Maryland. From Maryland. Maryland. You know, in the South, we country. We say Maryland. Reno says, "Uh-oh, don't leave me out." But okay, all right, we got another Louisianian up in here. Reno, she relocated to Texas, but she is originally a Louisianian, if I'm saying that right. Teresa says, "But maybe not let me Google." All right, all right. Yeah, so y'all, I don't have so much on my mind lately. I was gonna talk about something else, but I was like, I'm not gonna talk about it on here. It ain't really nothing to do with t-shirts or YouTube. It's just something that kind of been going on in my family that I was gonna talk about on here. I was gonna call this thing a therapy session. Those of y'all that's been with me for a minute, I used to come on here and have therapy sessions. That was actually how I started doing YouTube. Is I was using it as my therapy. You know, I used to come on here. That was like when I first got divorced. I used to come on here and I used to talk to y'all, and y'all was my therapy. Good morning, Juanita, Packer, Dimps. What's up, Dimps? Packer is from Washington D.C. Real praise. Appreciate you jumping on here. But yeah, so we're just gonna stick to t-shirt subjects today. What's up, Charlene? How you doing? and we are going to talk about the best way to print. First, I'm gonna ask, how many people on here are just getting started or trying to get started in their t-shirt business? Because that, I feel like, the best way to print would depend on if you have been printing for a while. It depends on a few things. So I do want to Victoria from says any Kentucky people on. But yeah, I do want to just kind of talk about the different processes or the different ways that you can print t-shirts. What's the best way for different situations? If you're starting out, what's the best way? If you're on a budget, what's the best way? You know, as your business progresses, what things will help you to produce better results, to be able to make more money, to be able to use your time more wisely? What things, things that will help people in those different situations? So we just gonna talk about that. Okay, so we got KH who is starting a retail shop. All right, KH. So you've been doing it for a while, maybe from home or something, KH? Or you just decided to go ahead and do that thing all the way, 100%? Agent says, I'm thinking about getting started. Okay, all right. Dimp says, listening in from the office with Lil Cuz. What's up? Oh, from Doc's office. What's up, Lil Cuz? How you doing? Good morning, Lil Cuz. KA says, good question. Yes. Like you've been doing it for a minute. I think I asked like two or three questions in one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because that was kind of how I started. I started just doing it for people that I knew. Okay, that's Ghana. That was Ghana. All right, thank you. Appreciate that, Teresa. Said that is Ghana. All right, all right. And Packer says, I'm starting. Just need some courage to jump out there. Hey, ain't nothing to it but to do it, Packer. See, the first way I started printing shirts, I was printing shirts for my son. Well, he's actually 20 years old now, and it's crazy to think I've been doing shirts since probably he was about 3 or 4 years old. Like, just making stuff for him. Good morning, Latanya. I am about to start a sewing business. Was wondering, did you have to give out free stuff to get your name out there? No, I did not have to give out free stuff. The way I actually started was just doing stuff for my son until I felt confident, and then I would do stuff for myself. And I made business cards. I actually had made my own business cards at that time. And when I make the business cards, I was trying to clear the screen. When I made my business cards, I would always have them with me. I would always tell my family and friends, people that I dealt with on a regular basis. I would always tell them what I did. I would always let them know I did t-shirts. I would wear t-shirts with my business name on it because at one point I was just a video editing business. I was WE Productions, so I used to have my logo on the shirts and stuff like that. Um, that's pretty much what I used to do in the beginning, and then eventually I I was doing stuff for friends of friends and for my church and different stuff like that. So that was pretty much how I got started. Okay, so when it comes to, I'm gonna say some of the questions for the end. Don't think I'm ignoring your questions, but in order for me to keep my train of thought so I can kind of talk about the stuff, I'm gonna have to stop looking at the comments for a minute. But I will go back at the end and I will answer your questions and stuff like that. Good morning, Mary. All right, so when I first started out, I didn't know nothing about transfers. I didn't know nothing about, well, they didn't have DTF transfers. They had screen printed transfers when I first started. They did not have the cameos and the crickets and like the easy press and all that stuff like that. They didn't have none of that when I first started. I started out with a rolling cutter and a Hicks heat press, and I bought the cheapest Hicks heat press. It didn't even have a timer on the press. It came with like a little oven timer. Actually, I still have it. It's around here somewhere. It still works. But the heat press, I ended up giving it to my sister. But that was the way I started. Like when I first started, I had uh, a rolling 15-inch vinyl cutter, And I do recommend starting out with something like a vinyl cutter, just starting out so that you can learn how to design. And usually when we start out, we're not doing the bigger orders, so the vinyl cutter will be just fine. And then like the next thing, like if I had it to do all over again, I would have started out with the vinyl, and I probably would have moved to the transfers before I actually jumped into screen printing, you know, because the way I did it when I started out with screen printing, I bought the cheapest screen printing setup that I could afford at the time, and then I worked my way on up to the one that y'all see in some of my videos now. And let me turn this off so that it won't keep making a bunch of noise. But yeah, that was the way I started out. So if I had it to do all over again with stuff like DTF transfers and stuff like that, I would be ordering out. I would be ordering those transfers, just starting out so that I could do the bigger orders and stuff like that until I could save up enough money to get the equipment that I wanted to get. Like instead of starting out with the cheapest screen printing press, maybe I could have started out with my second or my third screen printing press, because I upgraded from like a one color, one station. It was like a one that you clamped on. And I do have the video on my page how I started my t-shirt business. If y'all check that out, it goes back into some of the older equipment that I started that I, that I and shows how I upgraded to different equipment before I got to where I am now. But that's what I would recommend, because to me the main thing is learning how to design. So if you start out with the vinyl and you learn how to design, and then you would move to doing the transfers. Because if you start with the transfers first and you don't really know how to design, you want to be able to create designs. That's why I recommend starting out with the vinyl first, and then you always can go back to that vinyl. Because I got an order coming up now, y'all. It is two colors front, two colors back, and a print on each sleeve, a two-color print on each sleeve. So one of the prints on the sleeve is a name, like the person's name. And I really, yeah, I really hate doing like custom work like that when it's a whole bunch to it and then having to put your name on there. I just felt like that could have been something that they added to it, because they actually, the people that I'm doing the shirts for, they actually have done their shirts before, but because it's so many shirts and stuff like that, it just would take them too long to do it. So they decided they wanted to outsource, because it wouldn't take me long to do that. But I probably will still put their name on their in vinyl. That's why I felt like, okay, y'all could do that yourself and save a little bit of money and save me some headache from having to weave vinyl, since that's one of the things that I, don't really like to do. So um now, like when I first started, the only options that I knew of was vinyl, and then I learned about screen printing. Those were two of the main options. And then sublimation, like a little bit after I've been doing it for a while, I learned about sublimation. But I wasn't really into sublimation because you could only print on the white shirts and the polyester shirts. I wasn't even thinking about like so many different options that comes with sublimation, like being able to print onto like plaques, like doing the all over sublimation, tumblers, coffee mugs. I wasn't thinking nothing about that. I mean, it's so many different options you can get with sublimation. So you really could just have a straight sublimation business to where you didn't do nothing but sublimation if there was something that you wanted to do. Because I mean, you just got so many options. They got sublimation earrings, all kind of things that you could do with just sublimation, just strictly sublimation. And you know. So depending on what level you're on starting out, I would always say make sure you have a heat press. That's like the number one thing. Even if you don't do t-shirts and you have a business, it would be good to have a heat press, and you could just order transfers and print for your business or print for your family or print for whatever event that you have, and you don't have to worry about keeping a whole bunch of stuff and keep doing maintenance and all that stuff. You could just strictly order transfers and print, and use your heat press to print everything. And nowadays, it's really not a excuse to not be able to get something done, because it's people like, if I'm sure it's somebody on here right now. If y'all was like, well, I can't create my own artwork, I'm sure it's a person on here right now. So many different people that's got their own YouTube channels and stuff, and got their own businesses doing different things, y'all could probably reach out to somebody just out of this live stream to help you do a design. I mean, it's probably going to be for a fee, but just with the t-shirt community here online, it's a lot of help out there as far as the videos showing you everything. I just watched a video this morning. Somebody, it was Patrice on her other channel. She put DTF on top of vinyl. So I'm waiting to see the results on that. So the main thing when it comes to doing t-shirts, okay, if you are starting out, I recommend vinyl cutter, heat press, then move on to transfers. Then if you decide that you want to buy, if you decide that you want to buy equipment, I would say the next thing for me was screen printing. I would say the next thing is screen printing. And I feel like if you want to get into DTF, that it should be something after you get enough experience with all of the other processes to get into DTF. Because DTF, you got to do a lot of maintenance on the printer. You got to kind of figure some things out with the printer and be able to do troubleshooting. And I feel like starting out, we don't really have that troubleshooting skill until we have had some problems with different things, like have an issue with your vinyl cutter, have to figure out how to come up with a solution for dealing with a vinyl cutter, come up with different solutions before you actually get to, with a DTF printer, you just doing a bunch of troubleshooting, because sometimes things happen and you got to figure out how to fix it. And especially if you buying equipment from a company that does not give good support. So that's my thing with that. So now that we kind of talked about that, if you are starting out, um, I guess I'll go through the different reasons that I would print. Okay, I have done all different kinds of printing. Right now, I do not have a DTF printer, but I have done DTF printer and even sold transfers in the past. But as far as the vinyl, that's the smaller orders. Like if you get small orders, less than like 10 shirts or something, you know, I would say vinyl. Vinyl is fine for that. And then if you have like personalizations, if I can talk right, if people want their name and different things like that, then I would say vinyl would be fine for that. But if you have a DTF printer, you could also do DTF with these same things that you would do vinyl for. You just wouldn't have to go through the whole weeding process. So if I get 100 shirt order, I'm gonna want to screen print it. So screen printing is for when you're getting the bigger orders, or even transfers is for when you're getting the bigger orders. Because if you can do everything yourself, like screen printing yourself, that's gonna be the cheapest route. You're gonna make the most money from printing yourself. Because okay, say that I get an order of 100 shirts. Say that I charge $10 per shirt, and um, I bought a thing of ink. Say I'm just gonna go on the high end and say $50 for a container of ink. Okay, after I print those shirts, I still can print hundreds of more shirts before, so in that first order, if I charge $10 a shirt, you making a big profit off of that, and then you still got ink left. So that's it's kind of explain why screen printing is the cheapest way to go, and it's a whole lot faster to print shirts with the same design if you're doing screen print. Because with DTF, you're gonna have to, the printer's gonna have to print it out, and then you're gonna have to powder it, unless you have the machine that does it all at once. But still, it's that time of taking the time to powder the shirt, taking the time to cure the shirt, and then if you have the roll, because you have the machine that do it all together, you're still gonna have to cut it. Cut them individually into sheets so that you can use them. And like with screen printing, you burn that screen, you tape your screen up, do your test print, go ahead and start printing them, and you are printing over 100 shirts an hour, probably, even if you're working by yourself. What's up, Brad Theory? Okay, Marissa says when will you have your beginner screen print class? I'm ready to get started. I want you to teach me to do it the right way. I don't know exactly when I'm having it. Because see, what I wanted to do was get a screen printing press that would be easily affordable for everybody, so we could start with the same equipment. But I would like to try to get it started. Like I'm working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, so maybe by August I can start, which will be next month. Maybe by next month I can start with the screen printing class. Is there any other people that may be interested in the screen printing class? Let me know. Good morning, Pam says, excuse me, DTF is not for the faint of heart. It's a learning process. That's what I was telling them. Like, you don't wanna start out with DTF. You wanna learn how to do some other things first. And I'm gonna go back up because I know some other people's asking questions, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Let me see. Good morning, Linda. If I didn't say anything, let me see. I mean, if I didn't say that earlier, um, and Victoria said, I'm about to start a sewing business. I was wondering, did you have to give out free stuff to get your name out there? There's nothing wrong with giving out free stuff, but the way that I got my name out there, and I did answer this earlier, was by doing stuff for my friends. Well, first for my family, then for my friends, then doing stuff for friends of friends, then, you know, doing stuff for my church, just kind of wearing what I did and stuff like that. That was kind of how I got my name out there. KH says, what's better, DTG versus DTF? Um, I, as far as the process of DTG, you have to pre-treat your shirts. So when people think about DT, good morning, Latonya. When people think about DTG, they don't really think about the pre-treatment machine and all that. That's a whole separate thing. Like when you buy the DTG printer, the DTG treatment machine comes separately. You can like use that spray bottle thing to do that, but if I had to choose, I'm gonna just say DTF, and it's a bunch of reasons why. But I'm gonna explain the DTG thing first, and then we'll talk about that. Okay, so with DTG, you gotta pre-treat your shirt, then you gotta dry it a couple of times before you can even print on it, and then once you print on it, you gotta cure it again. So that's like a bunch of extra steps that you're taking. First, you got to pre-treat, and if you don't have the right, the actual pre-treating machine to do it, you're gonna have to do that spraying with that spray bottle and hope that you can get it on there evenly. Because if you don't get it on there evenly, then that could be issues right there too. Like with DTF, if the printer printed out right, you just gotta make sure you don't mess it up. Make sure you powder it without messing up the image. Make sure you cure it properly and then press it on the shirt, and then you done. But like with DTG, it's pre-treatment of the shirts, or pay extra money for the already pre-treated shirts, and you don't have to worry about that part, but you are spending more money. So I would say DTF, and one of the reasons I would say DTF is because you can print those transfers and you can save them. Like with DTG, you could pre-treat all your shirts at once, and then you can print on them. But like with DTF, you can print that transfer. I got some transfers in here from last year, and it's about, getting real close to being the end of this year, and they are still good. So that's the thing about that, is that you don't, once you have the transfers ready, it don't take but a few seconds to print each shirt. But with DTG, you know I don't know exactly how long it takes, but it probably takes about a minute to print a full size, full color design, maybe longer than that, and depending on what printer you have. So I would choose DTL. Juanita says doing more sublimation now. Unbiased says, Victoria, I would say make gifts and give them out. Teresa says, I have a potentially large order, so I'm thinking transfers will be easier than printing them myself. Yeah, it probably will save you a lot of time. And the thing with when you're outsourcing, that's another thing too with outsourcing, is getting your stuff on time. Like right now, I just made an order on Monday, and the company made me order from. I ordered enough to get free shipping, but the Dallas store is closer, to me, which is supposed to be a 1 day ship, but it's usually 2 days. So they made me order from Kansas, I think. I think it's Kansas or Kentucky, wherever it is, it's a 2 day ship. So they made me order from there, or I would have had to pay shipping because one of the items that I needed, like 5 hats that I needed, was coming from a different place because they didn't have them. So they was trying to make me have to pay shipping for that. So I ended up ordering it, and it originally said it would be here today, and then it said it would be here tomorrow, and it still is not showing that it's moved. So, even just ordering your t-shirts and stuff like that, like with the t-shirts, all they got to do is package them up and ship them out to you. But like with the transfers, they actually got to print them. So, just make sure that you allow time for that. Try to get them to order as early as you can. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Lizzie. I think I said Mary already. Good morning, says Emoka. Adding screen print now. I've consumed so much YouTube on screen print more than anything. The different opinions on processes, please. Oh, processes, presses, inks, screens, and more is a lot. Yeah, you kind of got to start and just see what you like better, because like my favorite inks are Union inks, but I started off with Ryonet everything. I started off with Ryonet everything, but then I didn't really like their inks after a while, and after I tried some different inks. So you just gotta kind of gotta find what you prefer and what you like. But yeah, it is a lot of people. I just had to answer a question that somebody asked, but it's so many people giving different things, and it's some people that are real popular on YouTube, and they be giving wrong what do you call it? Wrong bad information or information that's not correct. And I don't feel like they're doing it on purpose. That may be what they thought or what they believe, you know. But like once you get the experience doing stuff, sometimes your answer may change or whatever. That's why, like, if I tell y'all something and it's not right, I like to come back and correct it. I like to make sure that I correct it in a video instead of saying one thing here. Like if you go back to all my videos, I'm saying the same things. Like I had a time where I was using a certain vinyl and the vinyl peeled on the shirt. So I'm telling y'all about this vinyl, so I got to come back and correct myself because I don't want y'all to be having the same issues that I had with it and stuff like that. And I had a lot of people mad at me at that time, but I don't really care because this is my channel, and if I'm telling y'all certain things, I need to make sure that I'm telling y'all the right thing. And if I find out that what I'm telling y'all is not correct, I need to correct it. Good morning, Granny. How you doing? But yeah, it is a lot of people. Some people that been doing this for a while, they can, tell you the correct information. Then there's some people that are yet learning the same as you, and they might know a little bit. Like everybody on here, like unbiased is on here. I don't know nothing about sewing, so if I try to tell you something about sewing, I'm probably not the person to listen to. She been sewing, but when it comes to screen printing, I probably can tell you more. Well, I ain't gonna say I probably can because me and her already had this conversation before. But I can tell you more about screen printing than she can because she hasn't done screen printing. So but like if I start doing sewing, and I might be telling y'all, hey, this is whatever, this what I do. You have to do this. That's why I don't never say you have to do this. I always say it's a bunch of different ways that you can do different things. You know, because when you're learning, sometimes you may not be doing stuff the best way, but as you get more experience, you learn to, I guess, be more I can't even think of the word, be more productive, I guess, and do things better. Work smarter, not harder. Blue Lotus said, I've been watching your videos for a long time. I remember some of those videos. Unbiased says facts. Blue says, yes, ma'am, so true. Help is here. Hooked on the Stitch. What's up, Hooked on the Stitch? Says, I have a heat press. I realize it needs to be bolted down. Look, this heat press I got right here, yeah, it be sliding. It be sliding. I don't want to have to bolt it down on this table, but like a lot of them, actually all my other two heat presses that I have, even the big one I got, they not moving. But this one right here, it needs to be bolted down. But some of them have those feet on them. That's like, non-slide feet, so that when you're moving it, it don't slide. and stuff like that. So that is something to be looking at when you are purchasing, if you don't want to have to bolt it down. And I already answered the screen print thing. I'm gonna try to be doing it by August. That's what my plan is, Marissa. Let me see. Let me go. Some info on Action Steps. I have never used Action Steps, Happy Fidget, but Matt from Matt from Mikey Designs, he is a real nice guy. He will if you need some help, if you reach out to him, I'm pretty sure he will help you because that's his I think that's his software. That's not I believe that's his software. But if you reach out to him, he will help you. I don't know what all he have going on nowadays, but if you reach out to him, I'm sure he will get back to you. What's up, Brad? What's up, Cynthia says, good morning. Nothing can replace screen printing. I agree. There are different presses, my bad, different processes that complement it in your business. Yeah, like with screen printing, especially if you are doing big orders. I mean, if you're not doing big orders, I don't feel like it's really no need for you to get into screen printing. But if all your orders are 5 shirts or less, I wouldn't even worry about getting into screen printing. But screen print is the cheapest way to print. Screen printing is pretty much, if you go to any of these stores, it's gonna be screen printed. When you buying these Nike shirts and all these other different brand shirts, that's all screen printed because they producing so many at one time. No other way wouldn't make sense. Let me see. Real Praise says, I have tried screen printing twice and so forth. It's a process too. I don't know what I don't know. I like screen printing. Like the hardest part when you're starting out is burning the screen. But once you get that burning the screen down, and really, to be honest with you, the burning the screen is all about the exposure process that you're using. Like what exposure unit are you using or whatever. You just have to figure that out. Because I've used the work light to expose. I've used the UDO. I had which I sold a lot of this stuff. I still have the UDO back there, and it takes about 10 minutes to burn on the UDO. I had another exposure unit. It took about 5 minutes. The one now take like 8 seconds to burn. So it's just the process of learning how to burn your screens. I mean, you can use the vinyl in your screens, but I feel like if the people who have been using vinyl in their screens, if you even try the emulsion one time, you're not gonna want to go back to the vinyl because that vinyl can be kind of hectic trying to weed it and lay it out on your screen and make sure that it's straight so that you won't have to like try to tilt your screen and all that stuff just to get it to print straight. But I do have videos on how to burn your screens and how to coat your screens and all that, Real Praise. And I will be doing some classes soon. Tisha says, good morning. How do you get your customers? Right now, because I've been doing this for a while. A lot of people know that I do the shirts, and I I have like a physical location, and I'm in a good area. Like the highway right outside my building. That's school traffic is going through there every day. A lot of traffic comes through here every day. So I'm kind of in a good area. But in the beginning, I was talking about earlier. Somebody asked that question, and I was just talking about how I started out and with family, friends, friends of friends, and that was pretty much how I started out. Let me see. Oh, Brad is talking to Reno. Charlene says, I'm interested. I just need to know what the equipment will cost ahead of time. I'm a, I tell you what, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna talk about some presses, like the most reasonable presses, and I'm gonna look at some of the presses, like the Amazon presses and different things like that. Cause starting out, you can pretty much start out with any press, even if it's a one color press, and then getting the technique down. And once you get the technique down and you see how fast you're able to print shirts and stuff, then your money will start flowing in and you can upgrade and get you like a floor model press. But I recommend, if you want to start out and you kind of unsure and you don't have a lot of space, get you like one of those tabletop presses. But I'm gonna do a video on that, Charlene, and hopefully that'll help you out with that. Let me see. Tisha says, when I try to reclaim my screens, it'd be hard to reclaim. You may have to, if you have emulsion remover, you may want to buy the concentrated emulsion remover, and you can put that in the spray bottle, but don't put no water with it if you're having a real hard time to reclaim it. But it depends on your emulsion. Like if you have that the what's it called, the one that's for the water-based ink, it is harder to reclaim that. It's harder to reclaim that than it is to reclaim just the regular emulsion for plastisol inks. Because when you got the water-based inks, it's made to resist water. So it's a little bit hard to reclaim that, but you can get like some concentrated emulsion remover and put it in a spray bottle, and you can spray it, wet your screen, make sure it's wet on both sides, then spray it, and then agitate it with your sponge, like a scrub sponge, and let it sit for a little bit. And if you got a pressure washer, that stuff usually comes right on out. Real Praise says, don't forget to hit the like button. And Brad says, DTF over DTG all day long. Screen printing, then DTF. Let me see. Blue says, I love DTF. What's the best reclaim solution? What's the one that I have? I don't even know the name of the one I got. Y'all, it's just so much on my mind. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna look and see what the name of it is, because I can't think of what it is right now. And I got some embroidery I was supposed to have done Monday, y'all. But Monday was a day for me. A hectic day. And then yesterday, I just decided to not even come. I slept most of the day yesterday. Jim's right here. See this right here? Let me see. That right here. This is my bad. I can't. Okay. This is what I use. It's hard to know where the camera's at on this iPhone. Right here, Jim's on. I can't even. Let me see. I'm sorry. I can't hardly even show it on the thing. Right here, Jim's on. That's what I use. It is by CCI, and it's concentrated. And I had this for a while, but you don't need much of it. I got this. I might have had this for about 2 years, because you don't need that much of it, because it's concentrated, and you put it in a spray bottle and it's not spraying that much out. But I probably had this going on 2 years, if not 2 years, and I do need to refill my bottle because it's not that much in there. But yeah. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? Pam says, I love DTF, but I cried a lot when I first started out. Hey, DTF can be a pain. DTF and embroidery are both things that you have to do a lot of troubleshooting and figuring out until you get that experience and know what you're doing. And then, like with DTF just came out in 2020, y'all. DTF just came out in 2020. If you think of all these other processes, they've been out way before 2020. So it's 2023. That's 3 years. Like it's only gonna get better. And if you look at like the first DTF printers that came out, now they have better printers than that. So it's just kind of a process of the companies being able to produce better printers and stuff like that. Cynthia says, I have a love-hate relationship with my DTG printer. Will never get rid of it or anything. Just need a cheaper white. Trying different solutions. Definitely loving it more with DTF. Yeah, and like the DTF, it's just, if you like, while you're waiting for your orders to come in, you could print your DTF transfers, and then by the time, your orders to come in, your shirts to come in, you can print those transfers, and then by the time they come in, all you gotta do is press, and boom, 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 you moving real quick with that. Let me see. What happened to your video with the comparison of the Mighty Hoop? Baby Giant, I look, I was gonna do a video on that. Did y'all see that I did put a video up and I ended up having to take it down because the company that sent me those Mighty Hoops, they was breaking the law. Those Mighty Hoops, those embroidery hoops, they was breaking the law. So um, I was actually contacted. I was actually contacted by Mighty Hoop, who is the originator of the magnetic frames, and the other company. Like if they know that you own those frames, that that's a problem. That's a problem right there. But it was not a bad phone call. It was actually a really good phone call. It was actually a really good phone call, and I just took it down. So yeah, that's why I took it down. Marissa says, I've been following for a while and I trust you to get me started to screen print. I'm patient. I can wait for your class. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it started next month. So this month, I guess what I'll do is try to recommend some presses and start talking about it and every time because it's like a lot of stuff. Like even on my websites, like all three of my websites, they are, you can type in the website and go there now. It's not like the square site thing anymore. So if you type in T-shirt Chick TV, you're gonna go to that website and it's gonna have T-shirt Chick TV at the top. So yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Like I'm trying to get everything right. And I know this chat is a little longer than normal because I'll be trying to stay around 30 minutes, but we're gonna try to get off of here at 45. Um, since it says I leave my DCG for over 30 days without clogging, this is a major misinformation out there. I'm always out of town for extended periods with no worries. Well, Cynthia, like with the DTG, they made that for that white ink, but like a lot of these printers that are out there for DTF are not made for white ink. They were not made for white ink. Like they are now just starting to make the DTF printers because DTF has been out since 2020, but the companies that make the DTF printers wasn't out in 2020 because they was converting all these Epson printers. So the Epson printers were not equipped to use the white ink. For one, they did not have an ink circulation thing on it, like how the DTG machines. The DTG machines have ink circulation. I don't even know what they call, but the things that circulate the ink, I guess ink circulators. I don't know. But yeah, they were made for that white ink. And then, like a lot of people now, they getting their own inks. They getting the inks from China. They're not manufacturing the inks for specific printers like how it was with DTG. With DTG, they and in the beginning, DTG was not even how it is now. Okay, I was about to say I can't see the comments. DTG wasn't even how it is now. Like it's a whole lot better than when it first started out. Cause I know somebody that had a DTG machine when they first came out, and she just had issues. She don't even use it. It's like a very expensive paperweight. Latonya says, would you ever consider on-site class for screen print? I did, Latonya. I did that. I've went to people and taught screen print classes, and I've had one. I had one here, but I've done both. What's the best DTF website to order transfers from? Um, I don't know what's the best, but you got Ninja Transfers. You got Rybeats, which is I think it's custommerch.com is Rybeats website. Those are two. Custom merch. I think his is custom merch. Custommerch.com, I believe. Brad, do you know what Rob Beats website is? I think it's custom. It's either printed merch or custom merch. But if you go on here and you look up Rob Beats here on YouTube, I'm sure he's got a link for it below his video. You also got Stalls. Stalls do all different kind of transfers. Stalls Transfer Express. Well, where you located, Amp Martin, because that could also tell you, you want to get a place that's close to you if at all possible. That way it wouldn't take forever for it to get to you. It get to you as quickly as possible. Cynthia, which DTG machine do you have? Right. Brad says, Cynthia, your DTF printer inside or in a garage. Mine is in my office, and I can go for days too without it clogging. Reno says, I haven't pressed anything. I think she's talking here. Let me see. I can't use sub ink when I need black for screen print films. Huh? I can't use sub ink when I need black for screen print. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you saying can you use sublimation printer to print out your um film for transparency? I would say no, but you might could. I don't know. But the reason I would say no is because it's probably a thinner ink. Because sublimation ink is made to go on white. But I don't know, you might could. I've never tried it. I have cut out vinyl and put it on the transparency film and used that before. Like I cut out the vinyl and put it on like my clear. Let me pull one out. Like this clear sheet right here. I put vinyl on a sheet like this, and I've used it before. When you whatever you are when you're doing screen print, when you print out that film, you want to make sure that it's opaque so that the light don't shine through. Brad said, I'm taking the Action Steps course. Reno says, thanks, Sin. Let me see. Brad says, I bit my exposure unit and I get great screens. I need a class, LOL. I'm using vinyl. Hey, the vinyl, it ain't nothing wrong with that. But the only thing is, like, I got screens in there that I've had for a couple of years. Like the T-shirt chick shirt that I was printing. I started that at my other shop, and I've been here since 2020. So, I have been here like 3 years, and I still got the same screens that I had before. Like with the vinyl, you can't really do that if you're printing and washing your screen out and stuff like that. Tisha says, I like the you do. What's up, Princess D? How you doing? I appreciate you watching. Pam says, I have the poor man screen printing setup. I haven't changed anything in the past 3 years, and my system produces great work. Yep, all it takes is you getting used to what equipment you using and knowing how to do it. Have you done a pair of shoes? Not sure what you mean. I have printed on shoes before. I printed like a basketball number on shoes and stuff like that, if that's what you're asking. Pam says, my advice to anyone starting out is to invest in the best screen printing press that you can afford, but stay away from Amazon, eBay, Blueprints. Yeah, those presses, when they come in, they do not have a lot of the parts. And some of them have like huge platens on them. But if that's all that you can get, because I have seen people that have started with those, and like Reyes, the entrepreneur, he started one of those presses, and he was able to make a lot of money off of it. He actually documented his, when he got that press and how much money he made. So you always do want to start out with the best that you can, but let me see. Pam, what screen printing press do you have? Renovia. I mean, Marissa asked. I'm saying Renovia. Renovia says, "Oh wow, that's lasting a long time." Yep, it's so potent that it lasts for a long time. It don't take much. Pam says, "I have the Vastex 1000." I'll go. I'm trying to get through the comment. I was supposed to be ended, but I'm going into an hour. Let me see. Exactly, Brad. Exactly. I'm not supposed to say that name no more. I, I'm supposed to be I'll talk y'all. I got some info coming up soon for y'all. Reno says We enjoyed the video. We still appreciate you for doing it. Hey, I wasn't. It wasn't like a bad thing because honestly, I didn't know. If I would have known, I would not have done it. Um, I actually it took me months to do it. I got them things back in like in December. Hey, Cynthia, that's not a good comment to be putting on here because that's actually illegal. They actually are not supposed to be selling those here. So if they can send you a I don't know exactly what they can do, but I got an email. But they was calling me like I don't know if y'all remember my phone ringing, ringing, ringing while I well y'all it was a premiere, so y'all couldn't hear my phone ring, but my phone was ringing off the hook, and I finally answered. They probably called me about 12 times, like literally 12 times, and I talked to them, and it wasn't like a bad conversation, but they are not supposed to be selling those frames here, so I would stay away from them. To be honest with you, I really would, and especially putting that comment up on here because they probably will come back and look at my videos, and they might try to find out who you are because they was able to call me and everything. They was able to call me and everything. They figured out who I was, and because I had ordered from them before, I guess they was able to. I don't know, but they was able to find out who I was, and they called my personal number. That's why I wasn't answering this phone because nobody don't have this phone number. And like when it's a weird number that show up, I'm like, they calling the wrong number. I don't even use that number for much. Let me see. Latonya says in Alabama. Yeah, cause Stalls is not far from Alabama. But those are the three. Um, printed merch, printedmerch.com, Stalls, Ninja Transfers. Okay, printed merch. That's it's printedmerch.biz. My bad. Printedmerch.biz. That's Rod Beats right there. He do the DTF transfers, and he's a real good guy. So that would be, if it's any issues or whatever, I know he gonna take care of it. I know he got you. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna have to skip. What's up? Let me see. What's up, Michi? What's up, Marcel? I am very far behind on here. I'm trying to catch up. Let me see. Cody says can agree DTG printing on DTF film is super nice. Arlene says, can you sublimate ink onto screen print? Can you use sublimation inkjet? I'm not sure. I answered that question a little bit earlier. I said I don't think you can because that ink is kind of see-through, but I have never tried it though. Pam says I still have my you do. Tisha says we really enjoy when you come to us. All right. I moved the comment with the all right, Brad. All right. Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, I just that cause I don't want nobody to get in trouble because I will show y'all the email, but I ain't gonna I I got the email, and it's just saying, I could have got a cease and desist, but they was nice enough to reach directly out to me. So, and we had a good conversation, and I talked to them about my embroidery machine and getting some more hoops for that. So, I mean, it was a good conversation, and God allowed things to happen for a reason. Can't use Walmart shirts on anything. I notice everyone always order from somewhere. It's the brand that Walmart carry. Walmart carries some Gildan shirts, and people will print on those Gildan shirts. But my Walmart don't never really have that many in. Like you can't never really find them. And then they have like I think the Fruit of the Loom shirts or something like that. I think it's the Fruit of the Loom, and I don't care for those shirts myself. And Brad says, no worries, we understand. Yeah, I just was I was just trying to get y'all a good video. I mean, I don't know. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to infringe on nobody. But yeah, it's just the brands of shirts that Walmart carry. And then some places you get shirts from, like the wholesale companies, they sell the shirts for people to for people to print on. Because I've had issues printing on some different shirts. I just talked about on the last live from last Wednesday about how a person brought a jersey and it was like it didn't want to accept the sublimation ink. Like I had some issues with it, and it would have probably vinyl probably could have went on it or something like that. But like I don't know, it just some stuff have coatings and stuff on it, and it don't work as well. Hey, I'm supposed to, Brad. They supposed to be contacting me. I'm a but I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. But yeah, you can use the Walmart shirts, but I don't know, like. I've had people to say like they have those George shirts. Some people say they are kind of boxy. It's just different things, and depending on what you like, your screen printing videos were the first I came across. You and Lady Print Boss are the reason my screen printing stuff is coming this week. You're welcome, Cynthia. Yeah, and screen printing, I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. It's gonna save you a lot of time, and especially if you are printing big orders, that's gonna be a big time saver. But I'm not gonna hold y'all up on here. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here so I can, because I was supposed to be doing them stitch outs over there, so I could go on and stitch out these. I got some polos I gotta stitch out. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here because we done talked way too long. If y'all need some DTF transfers, y'all can check out the homie Rob Beats right here, printedmerch.biz. Y'all can check out Ninja Transfers. Y'all can check out Stalls. Those are some people that offer the DTF transfers. And y'all may want to find out, where if y'all need them quickly, where they're located. That way you can get them as quickly as possible. Appreciate that, Deborah. Thank you. Reno says, have a good day, everyone. Well, all right, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Right now, I don't know when I got another video coming out. I'm supposed to be filming something, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to film it today. Well, if not, I'll film it sometime and have it up for next week. But I appreciate y'all jumping on here, and I will see y'all in the next episode. But until then, y'all be blessed.